Hey, welcome back to T-Squared. We took a week off, but we're back. This week's segment is on big data. I always love to go to my Wikipedia for the definition. Large data sets analyzed computationally to reveal patterns, trends, and associations, especially relative to human behavior. Historically, there wasn't a lot of data available, and obviously, by definition, it was historic. It didn't give us any forward information. Advances today in terms of computer technology, in terms of data crunching, in terms of the speeds of computer and the cost of storage, has really opened this up, given us tremendous flexibility and power. Predictive models are now created through algorithms and giving you a sense of what the future is going to look like. The expectations of the user in this case is that not only will the data be available, that it will be analyzed for you, or that you'll be able to analyze it yourself in a very simple way in layman's terms. The art and the science haven't changed. There's a tip in the balance here, of course. Science is playing a much greater role, but that intuitive side of the business is not going away. This is going to have a huge impact on all aspects of the fashion business. So what I'd like to do is dig in at 12 ways that big data is affecting the fashion business today and things you should be aware of. Number one, business case. Imagine you're working on your strategy, you're making a determination of whether you're going to grow your core business, you're looking to add a category, another business. Big data is invaluable in terms of making that assessment or that investment critical. Number two, online merchants. Here's where you have an opportunity where you can partner with some of your retailers that are multi-line. So if you went to, let's say, a Revolve, or even a department store that had a strong online component, you'd be able to tap into their data, not only to get information on your brand, but brands that are cross-shopped with your brand. So here's one where you can leverage based on your relationship. Number three, loyalty programs. Been around for a long time, but are an excellent source of information in terms of who that customer is, how they shop, where they shop, when they shop. Number four, segmentation. Segmentation is a critical one, and this gives you invaluable information in terms of breaking down your customer base. One example I wanted to use here just to point out how you can't be too general. Take millennials. Everyone's focusing and targeting on millennials. We dug in on one example where millennials that were married, with children, college educated, behaved entirely different than the ones who weren't married, not college educated. So once you get into that segmentation, be careful about broad brushing it too much. The good news is, though, you can slice and dice it and get it very specific. Number five, acquisitions. You're looking at assessing a business in terms of bolting something onto your current business. Big data is great in terms of the predictive because you have the history in place, so you can see how they're doing currently, but it's really valuable in terms of looking at forward projections, which aren't just a math exercise anymore. Big data gives you predictability and really credibility in terms of making that assessment and acquisition. Number six, cross-shopping. Always good to know who your customer is, but by knowing who's cross-shopping, that opens up opportunities for you to identify potential collaborations, co-branding, and opening up a whole new addition to acquiring customers to your database. Really critical on that. Number seven, social media. Social media has been access in terms of understanding your customers' preferences, in terms of their own sense of style. People like Stitch Fix, for example, rely on these consumers posting so they find out what their sense of style and their aesthetic is, has been invaluable to them in terms of sending out that subscription box that, on a monthly basis. And also for you as the brand, where that's particularly helpful, the more accurate they are at matching your product to their customers' needs, the lower the return rate's going to be. All good in that place. Number eight, Amazon. Amazon now, this to me again is a staggering number. Every time I quote an Amazon number, it seems to be staggering, but 35% of the purchases are made on Amazon based on product recommendations. That's how good they are right now in terms of recommendations matching customer preferences. Number nine, designers. The designers right now, this is one of the biggest shifts to date in terms of what's happening in fashion and big data. Designers would come out before the season and announce brown is the new black. Now what's happening is the consumer is starting to drive the process. Designers are watching what's happening in social media. They're watching what the consumer is saying. Following those trends, the consumer is driving it much more than the design community had before. And number 10, AI. Back to Amazon, again, the AI designer at Amazon can take this, let's say this is a bestseller, they can take now and do different variations of this. And in all likelihood, the purchaser of this bestseller is going to buy something that's similar to that and do a twist on it. And that's being driven by their AI designer. Number 11, influencers. Key on this, on influencers, to know if you're going to use them to help you promote sales in your brand. Are they brand building influencers, or are they ones that actually convert? If you get real lucky, you've got some influencer that actually combines both. So you pull this together for number 12. This again is about, back to our original segment on controlling your brand, managing your brand. Manage your brand in terms of growing your own consumer base, leverage some of those .com people so that you can find out what's going on with your customer and cross-branded customers. So you can have a choice here to leverage some relationships you have with some of the pure play e-commerce players or some of the department stores, with a website. Or if you're a little bigger player, or if you need to do a major project, you may want to pay for some data. But be aware of what's out there, tap into it, grow your business. Big data is here to stay. It's turning this industry around. Thanks for coming out to T-Squared. Interested to know if you've tapped into big data and what your experience has been, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.